There's been moments captured, if you've watched season 2, where he and I are actually fighting. Like we're legitimately having a fight, and it's for the world to see. And of course the production's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep rolling. This is good TV. You know what I mean? But for us, like that's real life. So there is a level of insecurity and vulnerability that you constantly have to overcome. But I think again, it goes back to your foundation. Do you know who you are? Do you know your morals? Do you know your values? Do you know what you stand for? And if God's with you, who can be against you? So it doesn't matter. That was one of the reasons why God allowed the door to open for us to be on the television show. And I honestly do feel like that because we didn't ask for it.
No.
Yeah, how did you guys do that? Like, how did that come to about?
Email. They just found us.
They just slid in. They sent us a random email.
And I ignored it for a couple months because I thought if I clicked on it, and I deleted it and then kept coming, if I clicked on it, that it would, it was like a virus. Like it wasn't real. And so it wasn't until they started reaching out to other people in our market
in Hawaii, and they were looking for a specific show. Like how it works is HGTV puts out these mandates of we want this show in this area, and then all the production companies run around and they try and find the talent. And so this production company, HGTV, was looking for a husband and wife team that flipped houses in Hawaii that would be good on TV. And so the production team was down here trying to find that. And everybody they were talking to kept referring them back to us because they wanted a company that was flipping at least 17 to 20 houses a year because they need that much volume to be able to film a TV show in 1 year. Right. You know what I mean? Like our filming schedule is like 9 to 10 months, you know, so we have to be able to flip all those houses during that time. And so they just slid into the DMs. I mean, they emailed, we ended up answering the email, and then 3.5 years later, our first season aired.
Well, and here we are, you know, going into another season. Yeah. I just found out this morning that we got nominated for the Critics' Choice Awards for
unscripted TV. It's like a week Emmy nomination.
Like a lifestyle something. I don't know. It's just wild. But then the ability to stand on like a Jennifer Hudson stage and even have the word Holy Spirit come out of my mouth. I feel like that's why we were given this opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
How has it been like? Did you guys have to fight some like insecurities of like
every day
on TV and
every day
and having your marriage exposed? Because I would imagine if it was me, I'd be like, oh boy, like if me and my wife are beefing, I'm just like, oh boy, I gotta hold it in.
Well, and that's the thing. There's been moments captured, if you've watched season 2, where he and I are actually fighting. Like we're legitimately having a fight, and it's for the world to see. And of course the production's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep rolling. This is good TV. You know what I mean? But for us, that's real life. So there is a level of insecurity and vulnerability that you constantly have to overcome. But I think again, it goes back to your foundation. Do you know who you are? Do you know your morals? Do you know your values? Do you know what you stand for? And if God's with you, who can be against you? So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
And your foundation in your marriage, right? Like at the end of the day, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing right now if we didn't have a solid foundation in our marriage. We weren't rooted how we are. She's not my best friend. You know what I mean? Like that's the reason why. So yes, we fight on TV, but our fights aren't crazy. You know?
No, and it lasts like 5 seconds and then we'll get over it. But we're human at the end of the day. There's always going to be, and then there's also things like ridiculous things that people will tell you, you know, people will just hate on you, but it is what it is. Like it comes with the territory of choosing to live your life out in the open. For the world. And like, this is the world. It's not just like we have people DMing us from freaking the Philippines and from Australia and England, like Canada, that are watching our show.
The craziest thing is we got off a flight in Atlanta and people in Atlanta were like, oh my gosh, like coming up to us
in the airport. We're like,
that's crazy.
This is nuts.
Yeah, this
like,
is
nuts.
wild, you know? So,
Yeah.
but that's also the thing. It's like, you don't take it lightly. And I think at the end of the day, you fight for authenticity and integrity.
Yeah.
And we just keep doing that, you know? Just keep
Do the
doing
cameras,
that.
I literally don't watch any TV, but like, do the cameras come into your house
Yes.
Yeah.
with your kids and everything?
Yes.
Yep.
No way.
Our kids are on the
my
show.
God.
We film
We're
interviews in our backyard right over here. We
Yeah.
do design scenes at our dining tables.
It's very like we're setting the scene up though, you know, like they're not just following us around reality style.
Yeah, they don't just
Yeah.
have like a camera set up in the corner and they just
No,
film it.
I wouldn't.
It's
No,
like,
no,
we're
no.
shooting this day. This is the goal. This is what we need to get, and the kids are going to be in it or they're not.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're not. We're very protective on when they
their
can
time
be
is,
in it or not. But like, if we're going on a family outing somewhere,
Like, obviously
and
they're
they
gonna be
wanna
with
film
us.
It, then they're with us. Then we do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But everything
Dang.
always ties back to real estate, though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything that we're doing on the show, in some way or another, is about one of the houses we're working on. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
dude. It's
wild.
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 It is wild.
It
Talk
took
about
3
being
years
bold.
to film 2 seasons.
It took 2 years to actually get greenlit for the first season. There is so many things that go into it. You have to go through so many approvals from like down here all the way up to the head of a network.
Holy heck.
Yeah.
And then it took 1 year to film season 1, another year to film season 2, and now we're in our 3rd.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Wild.
What's sorry, I'm like interested, but like, what's the filming schedule like?
It's a full year.
Yeah.
Full year.
So I
You
mean,
film from January to December.
So for season 2, filming did go into January because one of the projects took a little longer than expected. And then we aired in February. Like it was wild. And then we immediately start filming for the following season in like March. So we're never really not filming. And then we're supposed to be done by December, but it can trickle into the next month if we're
But
not
it's-
done. You know what I'm saying?
but normally it's like 2 weeks on or 2 weeks on, 1 week off. So like we're not filming nonstop every single day. It's like this is the shoot schedule for the next week and a half, and then we might be off for 1 week, right?
Yeah.
And then we shoot again for the next week and a half, 2 weeks. But last year we did another show.
We did
We're
2
on-
other shows.
Yeah, 2 other shows for HGTV. So we're on a show called Rock the Block, and that was in Utah. And we lived up there basically for 3 months and filmed. Yeah, it was crazy. And we filmed a 7-episode series. It's a competition renovation show.
Yeah.
So it was us against 4 other teams, and they give us the same house with the same budget, and we have to renovate it, and whoever's appraises for the most money after wins.
Yep.
So
Okay.
we stayed up there for 3.5 months.
Oh, you guys
one
are down.
time. Yeah, it was crazy. That was a
Dang.
wild experience.
Yeah.
But it was
yeah.
in Salt Lake City, and I love Salt Lake.
Yeah,
so-
we enjoy Utah a lot. So,
Is it like 9 to 5 or is it like,
oh no, when we were up, like in Utah, it was like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It was wild. But like our show down here when we're filming, we'll normally start at 9, wrap at like 4 or 5 when we are filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's wild.
It's a
different
lot.
world.
It's a whole different world. And then you add like the fact that the houses that they're filming, no, we actually buy those houses. We actually renovate those houses. You know what I mean? So like now we have the business side of it too. It's a song and a dance.
Yeah.
So you have to be more careful then because like
Yep.
the renovations and
Yeah.
disclosures and all this
Yeah.
crap.
The
Absolutely.
one good thing about the show is because we're on the TV show, we get these relationships with all of these companies that want to give us free stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because we market it. You
There's
know what I mean?
benefits. There's a lot of
tons
benefits.
Like now we don't have to pay for our flooring for our houses. We don't have to pay for our tile. We don't have to pay for, you know, like a lot of lighting, like all the stuff materials that we would have to pay for.
We wouldn't just do it if there weren't benefits too, because it does take up a lot of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.